He was great.
A for effort, Josh.
I'll
You
get
get
it right
an A?
one day. I will get it right one day, Rod. But today, we're here, and it's 1:40.
Today.
We're almost as old as Rod's balls.
Almost. With my gnarly ball scar on it. That's the weirdest thing about getting a vasectomy. You're watching your balls you're not used to seeing battle wounds in your balls, most people at least.
Wait,
Oh
but
my
like
God.
I thought it was just like a little tiny.
I mean, it's not very big, but when you have stitches hanging out and you're like it's almost. I mean, a couple days. It's like 3 weeks, so it's been a little while, but it's still gnarly. Okay, like if you had like a chunk in your labia flaps hanging out, like there's like someone hole punched your labia, it would even if it didn't hurt and it wasn't a big deal, you'd be like,
sunshine, but you're not gonna win this one.
Actually, I was with... What?
I thought you were gonna say I was with Rod and saw his balls.
No, I was with someone that got a biopsy on something, and they had it looked like a hole punch. I was
Yeah.
like, oh. I'm like, what the fuck?
I mean, whenever they do like a pap smear, that's basically what they do. They take and they like scrape out a chunk and just, they're like, here you go. And we're like, thanks, no drugs.
I hear,
No drugs.
I've learned that America treats vaginas way worse than most of the rest of the world, which isn't
Really?
a surprise, because
I didn't realize that.
I think pap smears in other places they get like
Tylenol
painkillers,
at least,
like anesthetics and shit like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
us,
here they're just like,
here
hey,
you go.
let's take this shit that we would use to form the statue of David and start chipping out the inside of your vagina. You're just it's like the Sistine Chapel. So you're sitting there with your legs spread and someone's some 14th century Italians sitting there going,
Oh my God.
The memes. Oh my God, I can already feel them and I love it. I love it.
By the way, we are Murder Moose, part of the Slash and Cast Podcast Network.
Yay!
It's in the game. Josh gets people sending him "it's in the game" things on a regular basis.
She knows. So it's not... She's like, yeah, I'm in on it. Whatever.
She's not in on it. Keep sending memes.
Yeah.
I mean, all the memes of "it's in the game." Yeah.
She high-fived me
Fox.
last time, so I don't
Man.
remember to say it every time, but when I do say it, she high-fives me now, so hey, there's that.
Now that's fucking teamwork.
I love it. 10 out of
Yeah.
10.
What's your favorite
Yes.
position? That's not my fave, but I'll do it for you anyways. Whatever the fuck it is, I don't know.
Yay!
They're not. Do you say
We
very
just
nice
had an
after?
80s freeze frame moment. Yay!
It's like Psycho Gorman. Oh yeah, I put in our group chat between the three of us a video I found on What Culture Horror about 8 really weird, odd horror movies.
And
one
5
those
of them were
movies-
Canadian.
Yep. And one of them was Psycho Gorman.
Hey, Rod. I didn't watch the YouTube video because Discord was acting funny and I forgot it existed. So not only did I miss Psycho Gourmet, I have now not watched the YouTube video.
Yep. That also had Mandy on that list, and there were some
Oh,
other cool movies on it.
love it.
Yeah. There was multiple Nicolas Cage movies.
I am right now gearing up for the Calgary Horror Con. I've been to the founder's house, and we were printing off some posters and stuff and getting other things ready. There's so much to do, but I'm really excited this year. And yeah, man, I don't know what to expect ever, but this year I'm doing so much more, and I've already started the process, so I feel way more horror centric right now. I always
Nice.
am, but
Hell yeah.
I got
I was
a
gonna say-
horror boner right now,
It's like a raging horror clue. Josh is like, I've got a clue. A raging clue. Ah.
It's in my calendar. It's official.
It's official. Because if it's not in your calendar, it's not official.
Well, nowadays I'm getting busier by the minute, and I love it.
That's why Josh coming in 3 pumps is a good thing, because he's a busy man. He doesn't have time for that.
I don't think I fucking wish sometimes that I could, man.
Yep. Fuck, man. How are you, Ken? Miss, on your adventure, and you're stuck in Florida for another week? If you're not watching the video,
I'm doing great, sport. I don't know why I'm calling everybody sport tonight. I'm doing great, Rod. How are you?
You're losing your goddamn mind. That's why.
Literally,
Josh
for those of you that don't watch the stream, I have to tell you this. This is pretty funny. I was very excited because Amnesia, the bunker, came out, and I got my code, and I was all excited. And I haven't slept in like a while, to put it mildly. And I got up this morning after getting a good solid 4.5, maybe 4, more like 4, but we'll pretend 4.5 hours of sleep. And I was like, all right, we're good. I started streaming. There are moments of that stream that I just do not remember. I was talking about, I don't even know what I was talking about a few times, because I just like completely, like I was falling asleep, which I've started doing really bad lately, where I'm really tired and I like fall asleep sitting up. I was falling asleep in the middle of the stream trying to keep, because I had front page. If I wouldn't have had front page, I wouldn't have fucking been live. So I took like an hour and a half, 2-hour nap afterwards, and was like, I'm still dead inside.
When you're taking like, you go like 5 times your normal audience, that's like a hard opportunity to pass.
It's really hard to be like, well, and then that's
Even
when I was
like
I'm
a streamer.
That's really pretty
streaming.
much about what it was. Like, I would be like, if you're on the front page,
well,
just
that, and
over.
You're playing Amnesia, which is one of the darkest games. I was watching the whole time, and I'm like, you could barely see anything the whole time because you're in the dark caverns of like World War I bunkers or whatever. And I'm just like, this is probably not helping kids' situation. It's like,
like that's why I wanted to play Sunhaven, but I was like, I'm excited for Amnesia. And then I ended up walking away from the stream with Amnesia because I can't remember what I was doing.
I was gonna say, yeah, Kim doesn't know what happened in the game, so she'll be able to play it again.
Yeah, I'll be able to start it over. It'll be fine.
I feel bad. I don't even like remember that Twitch is a thing ever anymore. It's just not part of my like routine. And I was
I mean, I get it.
I was so routine about it when I was doing it, and now I haven't been on the platform in months, and it feels weird.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I get it, right? Like, I mean, it's the same thing with, it's out of sight, out of mind. And like, if you're not actively engaged in it, plus if you're not actively engaged in it, it can be really hard to get back into it because especially with communities that have a lot of inside jokes and stuff, it's hard to get your foot into the door with those. Which is something I have to be really mindful, because every now and then we slip back into that where we've got like super inside jokes and I never explain them. So I get it. But anyway, how the heck are you? I know that you're excited for all the work you're doing. How the heck is everything?
I'm a photographer again. It's fun. I've been doing that stuff.
He's
Diana and I went out
to
the mountains, and she took 4 or 5 like outfit changes in the mountains.
That's so sweet.
It was awesome.
Cute.
Like, cause she's a model anyways, but like I haven't been taking pictures in a while. So I was like, I might be stumbly at the beginning or something. And I totally wasn't. I was like, oh, here's my bike and I'm riding my bike again type thing. And the photos turned out fucking great. And she's awesome. Always looks great and is a pleasure to shoot. So it was a really fucking fun day.
Nice. You busy man. Yeah, you were posting pictures on Twitter of you, the adventures, and they're cool.
They're very cute.
Cool. Yeah.
Very cute.
Okay, so before we dive into influencer,
dive in.
You guys want dive in? Get it. What else you guys been watching? Anything else? Like, I know Josh is prepping for Calgary Con, but
what else did I watch? I was so happy that we fucking watched this. By the way,
I enjoyed it. I rewatched it today. I had it on while I was working. I like. It's not something you really like. I was just making sure I didn't like forget any details because it's like a pretty.
When I was doing the HorrorCon thing, because one of the guys from Low Life is coming to the HorrorCon, he's like, "No, we gotta watch Low Life," and that was a fucking great movie too.
Was it?
Yeah.
Nice. I was watching the last season of Flash over the weekend, and I have to say, I'm only finishing it because I've been watching it for 9 years. It got real bad.
The show Flash?
Yeah.
Oh, I also checked out that BlackBerry movie.
Blackberry?
I don't know about that.
Yeah, the movie with
about
Jay
the
Baruchel
making the
about
BlackBerry.
the making
Yeah.
of the BlackBerry phone. It was actually really good.
Well, there's weird biography like pictured movie because the Nike movie was out, and then the
was good, too.
flaming hot Cheetos movie comes out on Friday.
I'm sad that like I have this like thing because I went and saw the first Spider-Verse movie with my daughter, and with everything that's happened and me not seeing it and stuff, it's hard because I really want to see the movie, but it also breaks my heart to think about going to it without her. So, yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Makes sense.
I want to see Boogeyman really bad.
Is that out?
Yeah.
Yeah. It came out last week or last Friday.
Yeah, I wanna
Stuckman
see
was
that
talking
too.
about it. He said
Yeah.
good things. It was the guy who did Host, and he did
Oh,
Dash
nice.
Cam, but I never saw Dash Cam.
Dash
but
Cam's fucking good.
It was one of those movies that, man, it was like, if I heard somebody talking about it, it was either like they loved it or they fucking hated it. There was like no
Cilantro,
in-betweens on that. Yeah, it's cilantro of horror, basically. But yeah. Okay.
What
Well,
about you,
let's dive
kid?
into-
Wait, you still didn't tell me last week. You're like, oh, I'll tell
Oh
you.
yeah, I
off.
forgot.
Is it a thing? Are you still not telling people?
Yeah, I'm still not telling people. It's not that big of a deal. It's just it'll open up too many people to be like, well, then you should watch this.
Yeah, but I love fucking with people that do that because I almost watched Bob's Burgers, but then people just did that. I'm never fucking watching it out of spite now.
That's fair. I
mean,
love Bob's Burgers, but like
That's why-
Everyone does, but I don't care because it was
Yeah,
That's
no,
why
that's totally
Ken
fair.
is. That's why Ken's never watching Psycho Gorman because
Yeah, I
of you and
think
me
so.
being assholes.
Yeah. It makes sense.
I mean, it
It's
really
just-
does.
He's just literally riding you every episode.
Yep. Watching his hunky boys. Looking at his hunky boys, man. Remember, does PG love hunky boys? He does not care about hunky boys. Or does
He loves kin.
He does. Okay. Yeah. We're going to talk this week about Influencer, which is, I'm not sure, like, I think it's only on Shudder now, but
Yeah, it came out on Shudder, but it was doing the festival circuit, and I was trying to get out to the Calgary Underground Film Festival to see it, and then I don't remember what happened that night, but I didn't even go to a single movie this year, and I feel fucking terrible that I didn't get out.
So, yeah. So I want to say, like, I'll read the synopsis, and then I have a this is, I've been thinking about it as we're talking, like, getting into it. This movie reminded me of two movies. It reminded me of Sissy Meets Barbarian because of the weird, like,
Two
how
awesome
it's structured.
movies, though.
Yeah, but also how, yeah.
It also felt a little bit at moments like Infinity Pool. Like, very briefly, I
Yeah.
was like,
It's like, yeah, it's kind of like, it's that, like, weird
This is-
narrator thing, but
This is like the new age of horror done right. Like it's
Yeah.
taking all the things that I think a lot of filmmakers, especially like slasher type filmmakers, are all still very like, but the 80s did it so well, and
Yeah.
they didn't have cell phones. They didn't, and instead of embracing it like this one does, it's
Yeah.
showing how terrifying the use of technology and just like a straight up narcissist, like with no regard for anyone but
Yeah.
themselves, what they can do, and that,
yeah.
and a good looking person as well. So it's like, it's terrifying on so many different levels without
Yeah.
being the straight up tropes that we're used to, a mask or
Yeah.
whatever. It's so terrifying to me because
Yeah.
I don't know. I want to travel, and it makes me scared to. I don't know. I want to like meet people when you go out and stuff, but like the fact that she had her like way of doing things, like knew who they were and knew their MO and what. Oh my god, it was fucking terrifying and so fucking well done.
Let me read the synopsis. It reads as follows. While struggling on a solo backpacking trip in Thailand, social media influencer Madison meets CW, who travels with ease and shows her a more uninhibited way of living. But CW's interest in her takes a darker turn. Yeah, this is a very like it because it's only an hour. It says an hour and 32 minutes. It's very, very short, and it just especially your first time watching it, it has you guessing a lot. It's because this is like it seems like a lot of the critically kind of acclaimed kind of horror movies the last couple of years. A lot of them, not all of them, but like a lot of them are very thriller heavy. Like what was the one with the chick being stalked in that new country, Josh, that we watched? What the fuck was that called? That we really liked, where it was the blonde chick who moved to that country. She didn't know anyone with her husband, and that guy was following her, the weirdo from the Pacific Rim.
Watcher.
Watcher, yeah. It's like that, where it's like it's very thriller heavy, right? It's not it's not like pure horror. It's that thing where it's like.
But it kind of has more of a story, and it gives. I like when there's a good base, and it makes you appreciate all the characters more. There's more stakes to it, and it just is it's a more of a meal. Even though the length of the movie isn't that long, it feels super satisfying when it's done, and the way they chose to end it was like super almost Hollywood satisfaction ending, and
This movie is very much feels like 3 acts, which is kind of why that Barbarian comparison, because Barbarian's broken up in those chunks so distinctly, right? And this movie is the opening chapter with Madison, and then like the CW chapter in the middle, and then like Ryan at the end, right? It's kind of like it's really like what the 3 makeups of the story are, and it's very like. You start off thinking the one thing, and then like it goes very wrong, and then you're like, oh shit, and then you're like the last act of the movie, you're just hoping that CW gets her shit because she's a psychopath, as we were talking about. Like she's a very like, dude, this is another one like
it's a Canadian movie as well. Like,
is it?
Yeah, Dan from HorrorCon said he could easily get Curtis, the director, to come to the HorrorCon. And I'm like, fucking do it, man.
This is, by the way, 3 weeks in a row we've done horror movies with a female killer in them. Did you notice that?
Did you watch Harpoon? Like, that's the movie that, what is it? Black, fuck. Why am I spacing so hard? Blackbird Productions or something. They sponsored my 24-hour.
Black Fawn.
Yeah, Black Fawn Films. Yeah, the movie Harpoon and Black Fawn sponsored my 24-hour stream that I did for cancer.
Yeah.
And Harpoon is so fucking good, and it makes sense that this is so good. If he was attached to Harpoon, and he also did a segment with VHS 94 and stuff too. So and oh fuck. He produced the other Calgarians movies too, Zed and Superhost. So
this guy directed Spiral?
No, he's producing. He's a producer.
No, he directed Spiral.
That's
the other. Oh no, this is the movie that I told you to watch when we first started the podcast, and you watched something else.
Oh, the different Spiral.
So, Ken, back in the day, this is like in the first like 10 episodes of the podcast. Josh and I were supposed to watch Spiral, and Josh watched some other movie called Spiral, and it was one of it
came out the same fucking year.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I don't even remember much about this movie.
But he also produced Fake Blood, which was a fucking fantastic. These are all. I love Canadian horror. Holy shit.
Canadian horror is wonderful, man. Like, it feels more like it's always, it seems like it's never like, it's just about making horror instead of like about making tons of money, right? It's just about making cool movies.
It's like, the thing I love about Canadian horror is it's like punk rock. It's so punk rock. It feels like a lot of the bands that I know and have played with over the years, like the production houses that make horror, are the exact same type of dudes. They're all just like, it's fantastic. Continue. It's fucking fantastic.
Is it fantastic? I was looking at Harpoon, sorry. But yes, I'm sure it's fantastic.
Absolutely.
You know who Madison reminded me of? She reminded me of the chick from the Pitch Perfect movies, the blonde chick that like is like kind of like the nemesis through a lot of the first movie, and then like ends up being best friends and whatever. But like not Anna Kendrick, but
the other one.
She reminds it. Yeah.
She also reminded me kind of the woman who plays Jamie Lee Curtis's daughter in the Halloween movies, most recent.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she reminded me kind of her.
Yeah.
Totes my goats.
This is one of those movies that like, man, it feels, why it's like scarier than most horror movies is because it feels so like grounded on Earth. Like right, it doesn't feel like, the only thing in this whole movie that is probably far stretched is how that girl survived. Madison survived for the like.
Well, the fact
2
that they
or
don't
3 weeks.
show it, and she is like haggard up, but I like that.
But
they
her
don't
dress was
spoon-feed.
still in pristine condition. That bothered me so much.
Yeah,
You
at least
tell
her
me that
face
you're
makeup was good.
leaving me on the middle of an island in the middle of nowhere for 3 weeks, and my dress is gonna be like, bitch, I'd be lucky to still have clothes on at that point. Like,
That's literally was my biggest problem with this entire movie was the ending.
Oops.
Where CW comes back to the island
and leaves
and
the boat.
when she doesn't see her and she's like running around after she sees all the shit that like she used to survive, like the water, like she was collecting water and shit like that, and then decides that she's gonna run around on the island. It's like
And the fire is still smoldering. Like,
yeah, it is like the dumbest shit in the world, and it's like it makes the ending more like crowd pleasing or whatever, but like, I don't know, man. That's the one thing I'm like, this girl has, for this entire movie, has been fucking so like, she stalks people. She fucking like observes. She's like a predator. She, like, you know, that's like a bird. Like she's just like, or not even a bird. Like you go raptor, or like, you know, she's circling her fucking prey, watching them, observing them, you know, doing all this stuff and like being real smart about it and like saying her, even though she's a fucking psychopath. There's no, you know who else she kind of reminds you of, Josh? What?
Your camera.
Do you?
Sweet.
There you go, Josh. There you go. She also kind of reminds me of the chick from The Stylist, right? Where it's like, where she's like faking how to be a human being, like she doesn't really know.
Ken, you would fucking love The Stylist, I think, actually.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's one of those movies where you're like,
it makes you feel so like cringy, uncomfortable, but it's fucking awesome at the same time.
yeah, that scene with the vibrator is one of the, I was watching it like this. I was like, no.
Yeah, the way it's set up, you feel like, no, oh, what are you doing? No.
It's like Curb Your Enthusiasm or like any of those shows, but in horror form. It's like, no, don't do that. No, like, or The Office, or you're just like, it just, because it doesn't feel right. It's like, you know, when people break social cues, it's like, well, the thing is too, that's what's weird, like that's interesting with this movie. It shows you that like, it's kind of like putting it out there that like, if you're an attractive person, you can kind of get away with being a little awkward and a little weird and a little whatever, because you're like
yeah, I've been following Jill for a long time online, and she just finished another movie, so I'm excited.
Yeah.
I like good filmmakers.
Man, she's a Kansas City Chiefs fan, but besides that, seems pretty
None
cool.
of that shit fucking bothers me. I don't even. Sports are for fucking girls, man. So she likes sports. It makes sense.
I mean, I'm a girl. Look at these titties.
Oh.
Is this what you want, Josh?
Yes. Now just do this with the hair. Yeah. Yes. Yes.
I
If
feel
you're not
pretty.
on YouTube, you're fucking missing out.
Oh, so pretty and witty and gay, and I pity any girl who isn't me today. La 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 la.
I love
la,
that
la,
fucking
la.
skull makeup you did. There's like
Thanks.
a gif. It's,
Yeah, I did
it's
that a
just
while
great.
back. I want to do it again. It was a lot of fun.
Ken,
Good
you do
job.
cool makeup when you like go and do like fun stuff. You do.
Yeah.
I don't know how like you put those contacts in, and I'm just like, because you get near my eyes, and I'm like,
I can't do that shit either.
There was somebody that came in today. They were trying to troll, and they're like, "Wow, from that angle, those contacts look extra fake." And I was like, "Good, I hope so." Nobody
And then
said
you
they
said,
were
"Eat
real.
my dick," right?
yeah.
No, then they just kept trying and trying, and I was just rolling with it. Then they made one comment, and I just ignored it. And then they left, and I was like, whatever. That's
What
not bad.
happened to-
Kids are out of
what happened-
school, and I was on the front page, and I only had like 5 trolls today. So like,
That's a new
Man.
record.
can't ask for more, right?
I can't. I miss. What do you call him though? What was it, Damien or whatever?
Or
fucking-
yeah, Dante. Oh my god. I don't know where he is anymore. I think he's just gone. He may still be banned. I don't know.
He's the one who came in and told Ken she was going to hell for being a loose woman or something.
Oh my
Oh
god.
yeah, that one. I think it may have been the same guy with the contact comment came in today and was like, "You look like someone who would live with her husband and her dogs off the grid." And I was like, "Oh, that's supposed to be an insult."
Did you get
So
called
like I
a?
sat here in my brain and was like, "Is that supposed to be an insult?" Because
Or
I
did
mean,
he
I
just,
really
like,
like that
actually-
idea.
Yeah, because that sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
Did he
Just
call
get
you
me
the
some fiber
Unabomber?
and I'm good.
I think it sounds like he was trying to call you the Unabomber and just tripped and fell into his.
I
Like,
guess.
own
Like I thought it was
stupidity,
kind of
yeah.
like, oh, okay, like a cabin in the woods with my husband with off the grid. Sure, why not? Like,
As long as the internet's good and you still have access to Plex, you're fine.
So
yeah.
I have to ask you guys. Okay, so the opening shot of this movie makes way more sense. Like, as obviously this wasn't the first time I've seen it, so I re-watched it. You get to one of the chicks that had gotten dropped off on the island, and I wonder though how many times this chick has done this because it.
Well, no,
I was guessing-
There was two.
There were 4
Like-
photos on that board before the Madison.
I thought it was 5, like including the Madison
Yeah.
whatever,
But
or
at
the new
that,
chick.
well, I don't know, but yeah, at the end, she had buried 2 of them. So
Oh yeah.
yeah, there was
Yeah.
the 2 crosses, right? So I assume
That-
there was at least 2, but probably.
Yeah, what I'm saying, yeah, the one at the beginning, and then you like obviously there had been that fire or whatever, like when she drops Madison off, and then, I mean, and this bitch gets brutal, man. That what she did to that second influencer chick with that fucking shoe into the throat was like they did that.
It was brutal.
So they made you feel so like gross about it.
I was
And then they
seriously
didn't
like,
actually show it, so that was
I know,
Yeah.
but
even
I
better.
was still like, oh.
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
After that fucking her slamming her head into that like uneven brick wall where it's like you're sitting there going "Kap-" and you just like figure how badly that would hurt, and then she's just like choking her, and like it
It was it was brutal without actually showing too much. It was
Yeah.
more old school
Yeah.
in its approach, and I applaud it because
yeah
the overall experience because of that felt more coherent and like the tone of the movie. I don't know. I think that's why I liked this so much. It did the thing that you and I honestly like more. Like if you're
Yeah.
gonna do gore, you have to do it really fucking well for it to be something that I actually want to see. If it's not done well, then it's a laugh. And if it's not gonna
Yeah.
go with the tone of the movie, don't show it and do it like this. And then
Yeah.
it's.
I mean,
it's so good.
the paint can incident is still one of those things that we
Yeah.
talk about all the time because that movie is like
It keeps
doesn't
it
show
classy
anything.
though. Like
Yeah,
but at the same time, our minds remember it so much more gory because they showed the before and then a good sound effect. It's so much more effective.
And there's just the blood dripping, and you're with that yellow paint, and you're like, and that's what they did. They set it up. They showed you that heel on the throat, and they're like, and then they show you the after effects where they do a really good job, but they don't show her like wound or anything. That they just show her fucked up body shoved into a suitcase, and you're like,
so cool. She had everything. Like, honestly, the scariest part about this crazy person, she reminds me of my ex-wife, of how fucking crazy she is and how meticulous and like all the crazy shit that she knows you can do on the internet like that. Yeah, my ex-wife is like right up that fucking alley.
Yeah.
Watching when she started doing the manipulation of like the photos and the videos, I was like the whole time. I was like, I can't.
Well,
can't
dude,
with
when she
this.
well, that's like the second act, like in the middle of the movie where she's like also, this is another movie that I love when movies do this. It goes back. I always think of like Friday the 13th, the remake. The fucking 20-minute opener for this film is like,
yes, I love that shit so fucking much.
Yeah, because you get like all the way through to the title scene, and you're like, wait,
yeah.
It's very much like,
I applaud
it's like
movies that do that.
It's like a short film almost, right? It's like a short film into like the regular movie, right? And it just makes that like it builds that world where you're intrigued because the credits are just like you're like, okay, now the movie's really starting. Like, oh shit, and they've just been going hard in the paint for the last
It's like, this is influencer now. It's like this is, but the fact that she straight up told her, no, this is exactly what I'm gonna do, and then she fucking does it. I'm like, that was fucking, oh my god.
Yeah, well, I mean,
terrifying.
Well, the bitch goes and tells her, she's like, yeah, I'm going to leave you here, and your cell phone's not going to work, and there's no shipping lanes here. And she's like, she had done this before. I mean, we talk about she's killed at least 2 other people there and buried them there or whatever. And you're like, oh, okay. And I mean, we see her kill 2 people, like Ryan and the other influencer chick. This bitch ain't messing around, man. And you're sitting there going, it's that weird thing too, where like, you know how like,
but she knows how to manipulate the entire time. Like, she knows how to prey on their weaknesses. It's like, no, I know that you're feeling lonely. I know every like quirk about you, and I know how to manipulate you into trusting me and to do exactly what I want you to do.
Well, she's got that birthmark, right? Which is a big birthmark on her cheek. And I think she also uses that to her advantage. It's like, because people don't want to stare because it's rude, right? Like, and I don't know how much if it's the same in like Thailand's culture, because this all takes place in Thailand. But no one's ever staring at her, and she tries to keep people from taking pictures of her. So like, she gets away, and nobody ever remembers her because like she's got this thing, and so people don't stare at her, and they're like, she gets away with even more because of that. It feels like
she's very distinctly, like, you know, oh yeah, she was with a girl with something on her face. It's just like, I know exactly who that is, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's when Ryan finds that fucking the Instagram post where she covered up, put her face over or Madison's face over her face, and he's just like. He's like single framing it, and like it somehow didn't like, and you're like, oh man, it's funny, man. Ryan's a scumbag and could have been a villain in so many type of movies like this, and you actually feel bad for him because he's a fuck up, but he like, they do enough where they make you like actually kind of care about the dude and get like bummed out when he gets murdered, because like they show you those They show you those flashbacks.
He got murdered too was art.
Yeah,
like the way it was filmed and the way
it was beautiful.
Like, wow, I was like, this is stunning. Actually, like this is so well fucking done.
Well, she was like drowning him while like it's like Spec Ops kind of shit, right?
At
like she's
night.
Yeah,
But,
well,
like,
it was in
pitch
the
black.
or in the morning, yeah. But like, yeah, in the morning, whatever
But
it was.
like
But yeah, it's
how
like
they filmed it. Oh my god! It just it
Yeah.
looks fucking fantastic.
it did not look like an easy shot to do any of that. Like shooting underwater does not ever seem like it's going to be an easy thing, right? And it's like I always think about like those scenes in Alien Resurrection where they were doing the
I just heard you
alien
say
shit.
alien erection. I don't know why. It just
No, Resurrection. I probably said
not
Alien
erection.
Alien Erection. Yeah, in Alien Erection, aka Alien 4, they had those scenes that where the xenomorph was like,
so obnoxious. Sorry.
was chasing them underwater, and like those scenes are all like super fucking claustrophobic and like horrifying because of all that, and you're just like, damn, man. Yeah, shooting underwater seems like a
Well, and I think
fucking
that
nightmare.
this did a great job of doing the opposite of that, right? Like that
Yeah.
underwater scene felt absolutely not claustrophobic. If anything,
Yeah.
it was almost too open. Like for those
Yeah.
that have like water phobias and stuff, like I'm sure that was really overwhelming.
Yeah.
Also, like going back to the boyfriend, every like when we first are introduced to him, I wanted to punch him in the face, but also curl up in a ball and cry at the same time because I was so irritated and mad
Yeah.
just at everything he did.
Yeah.
And then I was so freaking torn
Yep.
by the
He
end
had
of
a
the
good
movie.
arc. He had a really good
Yeah.
arc. Yeah.
But I was like,
It-
man, I don't like him. He is an ass. But at the same time, like, why do I feel sorry for him? But I do, and I don't like it, which I think is really
Yeah.
good, like, movie
He was-
making.
He was kind of redeeming himself in turning,
Looking
like,
for her.
looking
Yeah,
for her
looking
and
for her,
continuing
yeah.
to look for her. Like it was, there was some like admirable thing that he was doing. So
Oh, they do. That's why those flashbacks were so effective too, right? Because they showed him when he was like, it was just meeting Madison and was just
Yes.
like, it showed him that he wasn't always this kind of like party animal, kind of like blue, like he took her for granted is really what it came down to. It seems like, and like that arc was better because of how they told that story. Like that flashback didn't do anything else to just show you he wasn't always kind of a tool bag. Like, it was showing him that like he kind of got caught up in this whole influencer lifestyle, and that's like like they never give you full like
influencer.
yeah, they never give you that full like reasoning behind why CW is doing what she's doing, right? But like
Buy
It's
this
that, like-
deodorant.
I think Josh just said I stink, and I don't know why you did that, Josh, but it hurts my feelings. Jesus. No, like yeah, it's because this movie is like not. It's got a pretty small cast of characters, right? I mean, it was like C.W. Madison, the second blonde
That's
chick,
what
and then
it helps this movie though, and like
Yeah.
that's where, like knowing that he did Harpoon and stuff. Harpoon has even less characters, but does a really fucking funny commentary over the top. So it has this weird tone, whereas this one is like completely like the same tone the entire time. It's serious. It's a thriller. It's a mystery. Well, not really mystery, but it's
I mean, it turns
'Cause
into
we
like kind of
know.
like, yeah, but like, I don't know. It's like it's that thing. That's why I said this film structure reminds me of Barbarian. With that, there's a very like distinct. It's like movies like nowadays don't always feel like they're broken up into acts as much as they like this movie feels like. It's like very much like beginning, middle, end, and it's very distinct. And it's like just because you couldn't kind of separate them out so much, right?
yeah.
Unlike like a Quentin Tarantino movie, which is more like a book with a bunch of chapters, right? Like he breaks up his stories into all those different chapters. But
But I
also,
love the
Quentin
setting and stuff. Like, there's people around, there's everything, but like because the cast and everything, it feels very secluded, even though it's not secluded at the same time. It the way they chose to shoot it too, and like they're at this weird, what is it, like an off season or something? Like there's not.
It's like
very
a
many-
It's like a resort. I just think they're traveling around to the smaller, like they're not in Bangkok. It sounds like they're in southern Thailand, and so there's like less.
Yeah, there's like one guy there that is
Yeah.
just going to the bar every day to talk.
Yeah, the old drunken British guy who like is just
Calls
trying to be
himself
friendly.
Uncle something.
Oh no.
Bleh.
Well, he's one of those things where they just set him. It seems like he's in there just to make you kind of. Because I noticed it, like you don't pay attention to CW as much. Like she's in the background a lot of that early part of that film up until that, like where she first comes up. You see her in other shots, like when I knew I was looking for her, because I was like I was watching it, like she's more. So he's like the final, like, oh, here's this guy's a threat, but he's not really a threat. It's just like it's doing like close up magic. It's like. Look this way, and it's really this is what's happening. It's the letting CW show up and like not be intimidating, and they do a lot of these really good visual storytelling stuff too in this film, where it's like her putting her passport away and then it coming. I do want to know when the fuck did CW get into her fucking like. When did she break off to go do that and steal all her shit and stuff? Because
yeah, but
it was.
I don't know.
I was wondering, like, if she was trying to steal the other chick's passport too, like later on, when she went to her hotel.
She wasn't very smooth about it, like when you do see it. But then that first one was kind of crazy because you didn't see it, and it looked like she had an accomplice or something because she was out with her the entire time, right? So
yeah,
it wasn't ever really explained, but I don't know.
Yeah, well, that's what I was wondering. I was like, when did she sneak off to do that? When did she, Yeah, the infinity pool is another thing that I do like the comparison, because it's you have to be careful in countries you're not from.
Even when socializing with people that are from your country, because they may be more familiar with the country itself and know things that maybe you don't. Like where to hide a body.
Yeah, and when you're fucking islands that nobody else knows about, and you could just drop motherfuckers off on, man. Fuck that just seems so fucking like one of the worst ways to die, man. Just sitting there like just like
Castaway.
Cooking in the sun. Yeah.
Castaway.
Wilson.
That's such a good fucking movie though.
That movie though is one of those like, because it's so realistic, but like it's also so sad, because it's like you see this dude go through all this shit. I mean, he was there years, right? And then he comes back to find that Helen Hunt had moved on, and she was no longer chasing tornadoes. And
they're making a new Twister. They're remaking it.
Oh my god!
I don't know if it's.
I loved that movie.
I was so obsessed with that movie when I was a kid. I wanted to be a storm chaser when I grew up.
Me too.
all I have to say about Twister is, one, the flying cow, but two is it's in the 5. The finger of God. The finger of God.
I know all the continuity errors in that movie too. There's like when they're on the highway, like a tree just smokes the front windshield, and then in the next scene or the next shot, the windshield is completely perfectly fine.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I remember that.
Continuity errors are fucking hysterical, because I was watching one on YouTube, a video about them the other day, and it was like Top Gun Maverick, where the Goose's son, like there's scenes at the last part of the movie where like he's got a mustache, and then like you see his mustache is different, like when they go back to different shots. It was like
really
completely, like distinctively different mustaches, and you're like, oh man, and then
there's someone in your closet.
I mean,
there's someone in your house.
It's the lady from inside.
It's the boogeyman.
She's coming for you. She's coming for you.
It's the boogeyman.
Ken's like, please take me out now. With the week she's been having. Oh, fuck. More time in the hellhole that is known as Make America Florida again.
Where's your red hat?
It was in the closet, but the lady that lives in there ate it.
Yeah.
Hey.
She thought it.
Gizmo!
Gizmo's here.
Look at the baby.
Hi.
The little ham.
Hi, Gizmo.
Chonker.
Gizmo.
Oh.
You're snorting the mic a little bit.
He's like, I don't want to, okay?
Go run away, Gizmo.
That's fun.
That's
fun.
No, this is another movie though that like I appreciate that they didn't. It doesn't feel like there's anything like being wasted. Your time isn't being wasted.
Yeah,
at all,
it's
right?
not bloated at all. They cut all the dark meat off. I like dark meat, but it's a saying. They cut it all off, and you only get the good stuff.
So they just announced they're making Terrifier 3, and I go, please make it under. I said, please make it under 3 hours or under 2 hours, because the last one felt like it was 3 hours because it was 2 hours and 15 minutes as a just needed a half an hour cut off the runtime.
I liked it so much. I don't know.
It had too much, man. That movie was. My experience watching it didn't help, but like. But it was too long of a movie, so it's just
all you got to do is go to those 3 dots, and then change what the thing
It was
is.
just a bad day for it, Josh.
I know. I'm just saying. So know if it's ever doing that, just switch it down to like 720p, and then you're fine.
I do. But do you know what 720p is, Josh? It's the Stone Age, man. It's the Stone Age. I'd rather just watch movies.
If you want to watch something consistently, just do it.
I want to watch it.
Do it
while being like, this is pretty. Why are we like? There's like thumb porn now. There's like OnlyFans for thumbs. I'm sure there are people who get off on
toe thumbs.
On thumbs, I don't know, man. Classy Katie always says she has a weird thing, like turn on it by hands, and I'm like, everyone, I don't ever like, I don't get it, but I'm like, whatever.
So she
man.
likes hand jobs.
I just wanted the drum, the shh.
Oh my god!
No,
Rod
Josh.
can't handle. He can't handle.
I mean, it's been a long day. And Josh is like I mean, these are the kind of jokes that Ken probably would go make TikToks out of it at some point, but
he just can't handle me.
I can handle you, Josh.
I'm a handful.
You're 2 handfuls, Josh. One hand. You're 2. Okay, what do you want, mister?
So, influencer, eh?
Hey.
It's Canadian. All the actors in it are Canadian. I love Canada. When are you guys coming up?
Blame Canada. It's all ham, man.
Let's all go to Banff together.
Let's all go to what together?
Banff.
What's Banff?
It's a mountain town.
I mean, did they actually go to fucking Thailand for this? It looked like they went to Thailand. Dude, I want to go to Thailand with all those big, like, those scenes of them in the boat.
They're probably just in Vancouver, dude.
I don't think so. They had to have been in Thailand. There aren't that many Asian people in all of Canada.
Are you kidding? Are you fucking kidding? In Vancouver, it's like 80% Asians, man.
Not Thailand Asians.
Just straight up. I don't know.
I'm kidding, Josh. I'm kidding. That's Vancouver. Or is it Toronto? They shoot all the TV shows.
No, it's Vancouver. Vancouver has like every CW show filmed there, and the main actress in this was in a CW show.
What show?
The what is it? The Legends of whatever.
Legends of Tomorrow?
Yeah.
Wow, I did not even realize that was she. What the fuck? Legends of Tomorrow. Oh, you mean which one? No, she was on Riverdale, you liar.
Oh, she was on Riverdale, yeah.
That's different.
Eat
That's
my
different.
dick.
Eat my dick, Josh. I'm gonna lube it up.
Kin just sitting
Ken's
there.
like, I'm already tired, and you guys are just going off about eating dicks at this point. Eating dicks.
It fucking happens, okay?
I know it does.
I'm sorry, Kin. I'm sorry.
You are totally fine. I apologize for the
Sorry.
fact that I am like falling asleep again.
No,
Don't mind me.
You're good,
Hey,
Ken. We are.
Don't forget,
we knew
Kin,
coming.
you're on the front page.
You're on the front page. Oh, she flicked the front page off. She said, "Fuck it."
But she's not anymore. Wait, did the boogeyman come out while you're on the front page?
Dun dun dun. Oh my gosh, that would be so good though if like I set up something back there that like I could go on a break and then come back and it just be like two eyes peeking. Oh.
No, you know what you need is something to like open the door while you're streaming, just to hit a button. By the way, I was streaming on Sunday because I had to fix my computer on Saturday. Gizmo, I'm pretty confident if I go back and scrub my stream, there's video of him going and taking a shit like behind my shoulder. And I'm like back there, and I'm like, you little bitch,
Like
you little
on
bitch,
camera,
Gizmo,
right there.
yeah, on camera. Because after like I turn around and I'm like, there's shit. That little fucker, Gizmo, fucking asshole, that little asshole. I'm like, and nobody pointed it out that the dog was shitting behind me. They probably thought it was funny. Probably thought it was
yeah.
funny.
Come on,
Yeah.
isn't it? It's kind of
I mean,
funny.
if
even
I
though you had to pick it up, the fact that it was right fucking there and you were streaming, come on, dude. That's the clip.
I mean, I have to go find it. I have to clip when Gizmo took a shit.
Yeah,
like
but
it
you
was a
gotta
6.5
add that-
hour stream.
You gotta add that like classic song. I don't know what the fuck. You know, the meme song.
The Benny Hill theme music.
Yeah.
Do, 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 do.
No, not that one, but you know what I'm saying.
I don't know. I don't.
Fucking
Okay.
get it. Get into it, Rod.
It's in the game.
No, but dude, this is another good cool movie that like Shudder put out there that is putting on its platform that and just
Fucking love
embracing.
Shudder. Like
It just embraces
live-
these little cheap
Can we
horror
just
movies.
appreciate that we live in a world that we have a whole fucking platform that's not only horror, but actually curates fucking amazing content for horror fans to watch. Like it's giving so many more eyes to wicked filmmakers all over the world, and weirdly, especially Canada for some reason. And I fucking love it.
It's because Canada makes cheap horror films, so I can buy
Yes,
them up
that
for
too,
pretty
yeah.
cheap, and that's what it is. It is. It's these little. I mean, this movie, even if it was in Thailand, didn't cost all that much to make, right?
Oh yeah, that's what I was looking. I totally forgot what I was doing. I was trying to see where
The budget.
No, because you can see usually where shit is filmed on IMDb.
Yeah. Okay. But this movie was cool, and definitely
oh, yeah,
watch
they
it
did.
if you have
Bangkok,
Shudder.
Thailand.
Yeah. Dude, it's I mean, you could tell with those mountains, man. You get those tall mountains with that gorgeous
Yeah, I
blue
guess there's
water.
not like just
It's like-
islands.
yeah. I mean, people
there
wouldn't be
is.
able to wear bikinis in Canada. I mean,
Blame
that one.
Canada.
blame
can.
Okay.
Right now, but only right now.
I mean,
Tomorrow is winter
there's
again.
like, I was gonna say there are 3 days in Canada where you could wear a bikini. 3 days. 3 days. Those. Ken, stay awake. You're gonna fall asleep, and Josh is gonna put you on video. Okay. Okay. Let's wrap up then and figure out what we're gonna watch next week. Do we have any ideas of what we want to watch next week, Josh?
Malum was one of them for sure, but
What was the one you just talked about for the Canadian that you could get the guy to come talk to in the film festival?
I think that was this one.
yeah, influencer.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Oh, we could watch Malum if Kin is down. Okay, Kin looks okay. Also, this movie made me want to go watch go to Thailand. I don't know if I said that before, but
I
it
would
made me
love to
wanna
go to Thailand.
Now, just
Yeah,
as a reminder, Malum is the remake of The Last Shift, right?
Yep, it is indeed. It
Okay.
is with like, I think it's drawn out and they had a bigger budget, so they got to tell more backstory. But is
The
what it
Last
sounds
Shift
like.
is the only horror movie that I swore I would never rewatch because it scared me so badly. So I'm
That movie-
stoked. Yeah,
Yeah.
because it hits a lot of fears of mine. So I'm
Oh,
excited.
shit.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I hear good things though. I hear good things. Okay, yeah. So we'll watch Malum, which is from 2022, I believe.
2023 it says, but I have no clue.
Oh yeah, 2023. So yeah, it's the remake of The Last Shift. So basically, the director got enough like, dude, that poster's gnarly. By the way,
I fucking love it. That's what I first, I am a poster designer, and if it has a good poster, it gets my attention instantly. And this also has, it's got the internet horror fucking blog buzz. So I
yeah, I'm
I
good with
heard
that.
it in my ear. Malum, malum,
Malum, Malum, Malum, Malum, Malum, Malum. Yeah, I'm done with watching that. So yeah, Malum from 2023, directed by Anthony DiBiase. I almost was like called him the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, from the old wrestling days. I'm like trying to look at the main actress in this who takes over. The cast of this movie is way bigger than the original, and she was in Scream, the TV show, I guess.
When
in
did
amount
the
of
Last Shift come out?
About 10 years ago. Let me see real quick. The
2014 one? Oh, shit.
2014. Yep.
Oh, damn. That fucking face on the poster is creepy as hell.
Yeah. It's
Have
really
you watched
good.
The Last Shift, Josh?
What?
Have you watched The Last Shift?
No, I didn't. I've never heard of it.
So you should probably watch that one also. I don't know. So we're all on the same page next week. You don't have to, but
I probably won't, just so you know.
I mean, I understand it, but yeah. No,
It's
I
hard.
watched that. Yeah, it's a creepy little movie, man. They do a
I'll
lot
get
with
it
a little.
for sure. I'll get into it.
It's in the game.
It's in the game. Okay, so Malum, Malum, right? Where is Malum streaming, Josh? Besides Plex,
Plex.
I know. I'm asking for anyone else that wants to watch it. You could rent it or buy it on Amazon and Apple and stuff. So, okay, cool. Okay, guys, murdermoose.com. So go there and check out our stuff. All our episodes are archived there. And Murder Moose Podcast on Twitter. So follow us there. And like we talk when the new episodes are coming out for there. Announcements for that. We have JoshWRB.com and JoshWRB on Twitter, where he does his posters and does all his design work and all his drumming shenanigans. So go follow him there. We have Continue, who's continue.com, and stdmotel.com, stdhotel.com, Only Nouns, and quainttaint.com. And I'm sure Ralph's got more that we don't even know about yet. But all of those are there. Go follow Kin every morning besides Saturday from like 7 a.m. Eastern until like whenever she streams. Go hang out with Kin because she's amazing. And I am Rod, and I'm Rod_Johnson on Twitch and Twitter. So go follow me there. It's where I'm most active. So yeah, those are all those things. And yeah, thank you for listening. Thanks for hanging out with us today as we have more of our shenanigans as Kin takes a nap. I'm just kidding.
Kin, we love you. Sending love
We
to
love
you
you.
and your family.
Yes,
Thank you.
exactly. We love the shit out of you, Ken. So, yes, we'll be back next week for Malum. And, yeah, so thanks for listening, guys. We'll catch you later. Have a good one. And bye!
It's in the game.
It's in the game.